What's going on, pickleball people? We've got another coaching video for you. It's going to be mostly focused on where we can get better by working on consistency. A lot of unforced errors that really are more sources of weakness from ourselves rather than strengths from our opponents. So I'm just going to point out a few things that if you could just go practice and shore up, you might not win a whole lot more points, but you will definitely not lose as many as you do. This leads me right into my first example, the backhand. First, let me read you what the USAP guidelines actually define as what a 3.0 backhand looks like versus a 3.5 versus a 4.0. Because I didn't know this until I looked it up, so I think a lot of you might find this interesting. 3.0s from a USAP skill rating define their backhand as avoids using the backhand and lacks directional intent and consistency. A 3.5 is still learning stroke form and starting to develop consistency, but avoids it when possible. And lastly, USAP 4.0 skill rating says the backhand has improved stroke mechanics and has a moderate success at hitting a backhand consistently. I think we fit somewhere in between all three of those. So I think that's super encouraging that you can take your next step forward by simply working on your consistency. Your mindset is there. Your stroke mechanics just need to follow up. Okay, so this next point is a great transition into my next sort of coaching point to increase consistency, reset in red. Okay, what that means is when the ball is in red or beneath your knees, you should be hitting a ball that is a reset ball. Typically, this is a ball that's going to give you a little bit of time so that you can now reset your balance, reset your feet, reset your ready paddle position, because usually if you're reaching for a ball in red, you don't have any one of those three ready. Jim in the turquoise does a great job demonstrating just that. Mike, right here, you jump to the left as you're making contact with the ball, which inherently is going to put that left body English on the ball. And how far did it go out? Just barely. How much body English did you put it on? Just barely. So what I recommend is a small, quick shuffle step. Then get your feet not necessarily planted, but the weight on the balls of your feet, not the side of your feet. And that's going to allow you to now have a lot more directional control.
That was about a millimeter from me.
Coming up, Joe, you're about to do a speed up in red right there. Not a good decision. I know it worked. It looks like you caught Mike sleeping a little bit or kind of with his backhand on his right side. But you need to be really careful adding pace to that ball that's really far down low. Had Mike been ready and had a short, simple punch, we would have lost the point. Which brings me into my last coaching point of the video. To increase consistency, always expect a speed up. If you're always expecting a speed up and they dink it, guess what? You can probably adjust to a nice, easy, slow dink. But if you're expecting the dink and they speed it up, even if you've got extremely fast hands, it's going to be difficult or put you in a difficult situation, you reacting to a speed up versus you reacting to a dink. You always want to be ready. The best way to do that is to use the seesaw concept. So if you see your opponent who likes to hit it hard often and they're hitting it hard in red, your paddle should be a little bit higher or in the green zone. Now let's say you've got your opponent who likes to speed up and they're speeding up in yellow between their knees and their hips. Your paddle should probably be in yellow. And lastly, if they're speeding up in green or they're hitting downward on the ball, well, your paddle should already be low and in red. So by just using the seesaw, you can kind of picture how that looks in your head. As one goes up, you go down. As the other goes down, you go up. You will always at least have your paddle ready, if not your mind 2. Great rally. Nice finish, Joe. And as this video starts to come to a close, I just want to remind y'all the 3 points that we went over that will increase your ability to at least maintain a rally, which will allow more time for your opponents to make errors, is 1, work on your backhand consistency. 2, reset balls in red. And 3, always have your paddle ready. If you can start to let the seesaw become muscle memory, your life is going to get a whole lot better. Go practice, beautiful people.